So I've been experiencing something lately, and I want to talk a little bit about it just in case there's other people out there who are experiencing this. And that is there's kind of a belief in those of us that are on a spiritual path, running in these spiritual circles, that politics is not spiritual. It's a lower energy vibration, and we just want to concentrate on what we want to bring into the world and not on what's happening. And I understand that. In a lot of ways, I do understand that. And I've been going back and forth with this myself, trying to figure it out, because my feelings are I have tremendous gratitude for the suffragists, the women's liberation movement, the civil rights movement, all these things that took place because I wasn't born in time, I could not be a part of. But I do believe that so much social change for good has happened because people have banded together and decided, we don't want this anymore. We're going to change it. Now, I do agree that humanity is going through a shift, and we're going to experience a whole new way to govern and be governed and live in community, but we're not there yet. And my feeling of why I still pay attention to politics and participate is because I can't imagine. First of all, this is a privilege, right? There's a lot of people that don't look like this with this color skin that don't have the ability to say, I'm just not going to be involved in politics. And sorry if that sounded a little judgmental, it probably was. I'm, work in progress. No one's going to be canonizing me. But I feel it's a service of gratitude. It's a service of love. I also feel like if all of us on this spiritual path that want a more loving, open, inclusive society, just abandon the people that are still out there trying to move things and leave them to build this new world, this new government. Where's the love? Because there's a lot of people that just want to rebuild it the old way, with division and hatred and judgment. And so if everyone who wants to build an inclusive community that is focused on love and acceptance of each other move out of politics, then who's going to rebuild? These are just my feelings. And, I've been meditating on this a lot and asking for a lot of direction because I do feel that judgment from my sisters, politics. It's like, ooh, low energy. Don't talk about that. And I was meditating, and this is kind of the answer I got that has helped me. And that is, first of all, if there's any judgment of holiness, not holy, this is more sacred, this is less sacred, or whatever, we're stuck in the old paradigm, because there's none of that in the truth of who we are. There's no God up there that says this is holy, this is not. There's things that resonate and things that don't. But whenever judgment comes in, and I have to do this myself because I'm so programmed religiously to say, all right, this is old judgment. This is not who I want to be anymore. It's not what I believe anymore. But so this is kind of the thing I got when I was meditating one day. And that was, say we're all living in community, right? All of us spiritual people who want love and unity and acceptance to prevail. We all are in this same community on this huge block. And one of our members gets in an accident. She's a single mother. She's got 5 kids. She's in a terrible accident. She's going to be in the hospital for months. So of course, as a community, we come together. And there's a group maybe that'll say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay home and I'm going to spend an hour every morning envisioning her good health, sending her love and light, because I know that's really powerful and that really resonates with me. That's what I'm going to do for her. Fantastic. Then maybe there's another group who says, you know what? I know what it's like to have to recover from a long illness, and sitting in the hospital like that, oh, it can drain your spirit. So we're going to make sure someone's there every day, visiting her, playing games with her, reading to her, talking to her, making sure her spirits stay up so that her body can realign with health again. And maybe there's another group who says, these kids have to be taken care of. This house has to be taken care of. I would be in that group because I would relate as a mother and say, I could never be away from my kids that long and concentrate on healing if I didn't know they were being well cared for, well loved, and that my house wasn't going to look like a bomb blew it up when I got back. So everyone comes together to do what resonates with them, with their soul, but it's all needed. None is higher than the other. None means more. None is more sacred or holy. And we definitely should not be judging other people's roles that we're playing in this transition, because this is that's what's happening to humanity, right? It's like we're having to heal from a really traumatic past that pulled us out of who we truly are. And now there's this major shift going on. And the other thing I think of is, for me, I think of after a mass shooting, thoughts and prayers. That's kind of how I feel. Like, I don't want to say everything's going to be wonderful. I'm just going to envision something better. My soul tells me I need to be in there, walking with people, supporting people, talking to them, not fighting politics. It's a whole different thing. Anything that's hatred, division, different. But there is righteous anger. And if you're stuck in the paradigm of believing that spirituality is only soft and gentle and loving, look up Kali. Look up a lot of other goddesses that have, or even just human beings that have fostered huge change in humanity. And unfortunately, the way that we are, and I won't even say unfortunately, because we judge anger as a bad emotion. Sometimes saying, I'm fed up, I'm not putting up with this anymore. There's nothing wrong with that. That's often been the catalyst for change. So the other thing that came to me was, we don't know where each of us are on our soul's journey, what incarnation or whatever it is you want to call it. What if those of us that are wanting to go out there and be a part of vocal change, maybe in our last lifetime, we're sitting on mountains meditating and said, this time I want to expand in a way where I'm participating with humanity. And maybe the people who are saying, I'm just going to sit home and envision light, I don't want to get involved in this. Well, maybe their last existence, they were really involved. So they said, next time I just want to sit out and just send positive energy. So this is why it's so important. Anyone who's had a near-death experience, anyone like me, I've had a couple of Kundalini awakenings and encounters with that beautiful, beautiful source, whatever it is, where we come from. There's no judgment. Nothing's holy or not holy. We've made all that up, all these rituals. And we have to be careful, because even in the spiritual circles, it's kind of like, okay, this is how we dress. This is how we eat, vegan, vegetarian. This is the music we listen to, crystal bowls, whatever. That's all fine. But those are like clothes. It's all just things that maybe help us get into a more spiritual place where we can meditate or connect, whatever it is. None of it's right, wrong, good, bad. It's all just, this fits for me. This makes me feel more connected to the truth of who I am. So this is what I'm going to do. But it's really important we don't judge each other. I'm seeing it on my stuff, on other things, like, that's not the divine feminine, or this is not that. As soon as we start thinking that, we're falling into the old programming, which is pretty much just religion of there are rules. There are no rules. There's universal laws. And the most important one being, love each other. Don't judge each other. You have no idea what another person's carrying, including what's coming out of their mouth. There was a time in my life where I was so depressed. I don't know if I was suicidal, but I was praying for the end of this life. Most people who know me would have never known it. They didn't know what was going on inside of me. So we always have to keep that in mind. If we are with people who are on the side of love and unity and togetherness, let's try so hard to be aware of our judgment of how they're doing it. And remember, we have no idea how they are supposed to be doing it. We just got to remember, and believe me, I'm speaking to myself. Like I said, I'm not going to be canonized at any point in time. But however we're doing it is right for us, and we should not be judging how someone else is doing it. In our spiritual circles, if we feel that, ooh, that's a low vibration or whatever, get quiet. Just ask yourself, what have I been trained to believe that I'm actually judging the way this person is walking on their spiritual path? So anyway, I just wanted to say that because it's something, I still struggle with, because of this belief that, politics aren't spiritual. But everything's spiritual, to be quite honest. It's our judgment that decides what is and what's not. So keep choosing love, keep choosing unity, and doing the best you can. Like me, I trip and fall all the time, trust me. But my goal is love, unity. I want to usher in this new era of humanity where nobody's rejected, nobody suffers because of some training other people have about how they should be living their life. So that's what I got for today. Thanks for listening. Take care.